Hey everyone, welcome to the Vibe Sesh Podcast. We have Kegogut.
What up, man? How's it
Welcome. Welcome.
Good to have you in DC, bro.
going? Glad to be here.
So you've had quite the week. I know you popped up from Richmond earlier this week. How was it down there?
It was good. It was great weather. You know, we got to see a bunch of the historic things that happened down there, which is, you know, one of the main reasons we came out this way.
Fun.
To see some of the history and stuff. It was really, really cool. Really exciting.
Did you drive all the way down from St. Louis?
No, we flew in.
Oh,
flew
nice.
into Richmond and drove up from there.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's a far-ass drive.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours, 13 hours, something like that.
That's not something you drive and that you just hop on a plane and call it a day.
It's not too bad.
Jill does it. She goes down to Texas a couple times a year to see the grandkids, and she drives it.
And God,
Maybe we
God bless
could
her.
road trip up, honestly.
Some of the guys really are putting hours in on the road.
Yeah.
Some of our homies.
Yeah, I drove up to Detroit. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like that's
congruent.
about...
Congruent.
For
That man,
weeks.
yeah, he's got his whole car
But
like
he's got the whole
outfitted to
bed
be
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
perfect.
unfair.
Games, air conditioners, everything you need. It's nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. So I know you got a huge event coming up in 2 months now. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on in St. Louis.
It's called the Midwest Meltdown. It's May 17th, 18th, and 19th in St. Louis. It's a glass and hash competition
Let's go.
that we're going to do. There's
Speak of the devil.
There's 10 artists that are going to be competing for a $35,000 prize pool that will be judged by the demoing artists that come in.
Wow, that's fantastic.
sick.
Yeah, you know, as I said before, like, I'm not qualified to judge this work, so some of the other competitions out there, it's fun. You know, we're going to do a People's Choice for sure, which I bet my bottom dollar right now would not be the same winner as the Artist Choice.
I believe
Okay.
it, too.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah, that'll make it fun.
You know, it's not going to be the same winner, I guarantee. You know, but I think that all the artists should be judging the art because they're qualified.
Yeah, 100%.
The first time that I got behind a torch and just noodled a piece of glass, it gave me so much more respect for the craft.
And perspective on
Yeah,
everything, man.
Because I hang out with all, you know, these massive, you know, massively skilled artists, and they make it look so easy. When I got back behind the torch and
Your time to make a marble, it's like,
whoa,
Just
yeah,
ride the wave, man.
Yeah, I can condense glass. I can make baddies. That's the skill of my glass blowing
There you go.
expertise right
that's
now.
farther than
That's
some.
pretty good. Yeah, better than most.
So what was your inspiration? Why did you decide to have an event down there?
St. Louis, the Midwest in general, just kind of like gets looked over when it comes to glass. There's never been my shop, Better Daze, is the first and only like American only glass shop in Missouri.
Sure.
Everybody else sells, you know, a lot
Everything.
of imports and stuff and everything.
Right.
And I wanted to keep it American glass only. I wanted to be able to support the artists that, you know, because there's so many artists out there making spoons and making Sherlocks and making the stuff, learning how to do it. And, you know, they're trying to make a living, you know, selling that stuff. So, you know, I love to be able to support them.
Now
Yeah.
you, similar to us, you started as a collector,
Oh, yeah,
and
I started as
you
a
have
collector.
quite the collection. What are some of the pieces in your collection that you're most proud of?
The Nate Luna Dragon is definitely, you know, the one that I'm most proud of. The Muller Luna piece.
Mhm.
The this one that the wife had custom by Scotty Mickle.
We love Scotty.
You know, Scott,
Yeah, he can really put together a nice milli and a nice piece. Like
Yeah.
he's steady crushing right now.
Yeah,
Plus the
there's-
marbles.
There's quite a few pieces in my collection that I enjoy. I rotate them.
And what got you first into glass? You
Yeah,
know,
and
did
what
you always,
year was that?
did you always think that this would be something that you'd be doing?
No, it was, you know, just trapping is what got me into glass. And, you know, I've been selling pot for 30-something years. And, you know, of course, there's a connection there. So when I found enough money to get into the heady glass, I was able to.
Okay, that makes sense. So you got into glass, you started a big collection, and tell us a little bit about how Better Daze got started.
Just for the want and need for, you know, an American shop to be in St. Louis and,
Mhm.
you know, something to build the community out there around and, you know, have sessions and you know, have a place where people could come and ask questions and hang out and, you know, feel included in the community.
And you've been doing a lot of events there already. What has been the community outreach and what has been
It's
the
been
response?
great. I mean, we have events pretty much every weekend.
Okay.
And the community has been
Fun
great.
times.
The community it's been a great response. People love it. We do, once a month, we do a veteran support sesh that's run by my buddy Mo Davin.
Okay.
For,
Nice.
that it's just vets only.
Awesome.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
We get donations and stuff so that they can just hang out.
Super
And
nice.
we do a LGBTQ trans support sesh once a month.
Awesome.
Nice.
And those are events that I'm not even a part of, you know, because
Sure.
I want it to be their community only, so that they're comfortable, you know, hanging out and talking about
Whatever they want. Sure.
whatever they want. So, you know, I open up the shop a couple times a month for just support, you know, sessions where vets and, you know, other people can come in and smoke and, you know, hang out and get comfortable with other people.
Yeah, just generally like a safe space.
Exactly.
How's like the history in St. Louis of like transitioning and legalization? You know.
I mean, when I first started, of course, it was, you know, it was like everywhere else. That was a long
Right.
time ago. But a few years back, we went medical, and it really kind of started blowing up. And then last year, we went rec, and it just took off.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's
It's
making
fun
great
times.
product, you know, producing great rosin and great flower out there.
Yeah.
So
Probably
it's-
feels nice being like a little bit ahead of the scene too.
Well, I mean,
You know.
it's just nice, you know, being able to, you know, compete with other places. You know, I've been all over the place, and the only other place that is in competition with the hash in the scene other than St. Louis is L.A.,
Mm-hmm.
to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest.
There's
You
some
know,
hot spots around the
California.
country.
Yeah. And I
Maine,
mean,
Massachusetts,
yeah,
like
and
some of these.
I've been all over the place.
Well, of
And
course.
St. Louis is blowing it up.
We've seen you in a lot of those places.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, I mean, again, touching on the fact that you were a collector, you've been building this shop dream for a couple of years now, and I think, you know, you've been really going out there. You have been putting it out there. You've been going everywhere. You've been showing up to events. What have been some of your favorite events over the past couple of years that you've seen organized and executed?
And that kind of
Oh,
motivated you into
definitely.
doing it for yourself.
DFO was definitely an inspiration. Michigan Glass Project, definitely an inspiration. You know, those are some that, you know, that have been building the community for such a long time. They're a staple in the community, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's just going out there and seeing what they do, and you know, but they're so far away from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
For, you know, people here in the middle of the country where I come from to fly across the country is,
More
you know,
difficult.
it's hard for a lot of the people in the Midwest, because the Midwest money don't travel that well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
100%.
Sure. So tell us a little bit more about your goals and vision for your event.
Again, it's just to build the community together. You know, each demoing artist will only have a 4-hour demo that they have to do, so that they can, you know, mingle and get to hang out and, you know, vibe with all the other artists and friends. That
How
come
many?
in.
How many will be demoing?
There's going to be 40 demo artists and
Wow.
10 competitors.
Wow.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of who those people might be?
Oh, it goes on. Trevi Metal,
Yeah.
BC Glass, Piper Dan, Nate. You know, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, you got
And those are
50
some of that's the competitor
No,
side,
that's just the
or
demo artists.
or the demo side.
You, as far as the competitors, it's Yush, Pinky, Rocco, Hick, Windstar,
They're a
AKM,
wrecking crew.
Congruent. Oh, I always Salt.
Nice.
And I always forget. There's always one. Like, no matter what order I go
Yeah,
in,
of
the last
course.
person I always
That-
forget.
Dude,
That
a
is
whole
an
lot of
unbelievable-
hitters.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a great lineup, and they're going to have 2 13-hour days to compete.
Is it
Mhm.
pairs?
What's that?
Pairs of people together?
No, solo.
Oh, everyone's solo.
Nice.
Solo
Wow.
competition,
Let's
the-
go.
It's like the
only
gladiator ring.
The only thing that they get to start with is cylinder or hollow prep. They don't get to bring.
Okay.
Nothing is pre-made. They have to make the entire piece at the event.
That definitely makes it unique to any of the other competitions out there.
They can bring in any prep that they want as long as it's in solid cylinder or tube form.
Whoa.
Nice. Yeah.
That's.
I want to see what they can do. I mean, anybody can take 6 months, 8 months, and take hundreds of hours and put a piece together and then come in and weld a couple things together and say, look what I did. And it's an amazing piece. It's a beautiful piece of art.
Right.
But I want to see what these amazing artists can do in
on
that
the
time.
spot.
Yeah.
I've seen what some of these guys can do in, any given time, and it's amazing. So they're going to crush it out.
Are they allowed to have helpers with them?
No, it's just them.
Wow.
Really putting them on the spot. Because even still, like some of these other competitions, they get pretty down to the wire, even with the amount of prep work they do ahead of time. So I feel like it'll be critical to like pick like how big do I go with the allotted time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering if they're going to stick within their own styles or they're just going to create the coolest, like, because now you're putting a time constraint on there.
And does it have to be functional? Is that a rule?
Yeah, that's I had a couple Zoom meetings with the artists, and they helped me create the rules of the competition because
that's cool.
This is something that I want to put together for the artists. This is like the biggest prize pool they've ever competed for.
Yeah.
Because I want to give most of the money back to them.
Right.
The draw of this event is the artist, and I want them to make them feel like they are the biggest draw.
Right.
Definitely.
No, that makes sense.
I like the idea of having them judge the competition then as well.
I mean, sick.
The split idea is also really cool, having like an audience pick and an artist
What's
pick.
the prize pool breakdown? 35K.
20, 10, 5.
Awesome.
20, 10, 5.
Awesome.
20, 10,
It's fucking huge.
I mean, that's
and
gonna be
but like you were saying, I've been trying to put this on for maybe a couple years, talking about it.
You've been heads down, man.
And,
yeah.
Talking to the artists and seeing what they would like and what kind of competition and what kind of prep and so on and so forth. There's been a lot of R&D that
I think it's kind of all for the better, honestly, that you've had that like diligence, patience, even like you could call it. Cause
I mean, just going around to all the events and seeing what works and what I could add to make it my own and staying away from certain points that were their trademarks of their shows and stuff like that.
I mean, it's pretty cool because now you have an event that people are going to want to fly into Seattle, St. Louis for.
Yeah.
So it's like we're stoked to come. I know a lot of people are.
St. Louis is, like I said, Midwest money doesn't travel well, but all other money does travel well to the Midwest.
Sure.
Everything's cheap in the Midwest. Flights are cheap there. Hotel rooms, car rentals, just food, everything's cheap there in St. Louis.
And you were saying that you have some hotel recommendations for people?
Yeah, I'm going to put it up next week when I get back home. I'm going to put up a link on the Instagram page for discounted rooms at the casino, at the Horseshoe Casino down the block. It's 4 blocks away. So it's walking distance.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's literally perfect. Yeah. And what does like the ticket breakdown look like for people to get in?
The Midwest Meltdown, it is $40 for single day passes and $100 for the whole weekend.
That's cool.
Which,
awesome.
I mean, if you can only make it for a one day, that'd be great.
Makes sense.
But it'd be great, I mean,
to
just
just
see
keep
everything
going.
finished and the judging and everything.
I feel like maybe for some locals, but most of the people traveling in are probably
Definitely
going to want to do the whole shebang.
no brainer.
Part, we have an open bar there. We'll have a cash bar. We have all kinds of food vendors, barbecue, smashed burgers. We have snow cones. We have a guy that's going to be doing fried rice. We have a guy that's going to be
making me
doing
hungry.
different kinds of coffee. We're going to have vegan options for the people, for the vegans.
Nice.
Because we always want, people to feel included, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And in terms of like the other sponsors and things included, like you're gonna have other booths and things for them as well.
Yeah. We have so far. I mean, we've only got, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 booths left.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got tons of vendors, from hash vendors, edibles, tie-dye, glass. I mean, you name it, we're gonna have it.
Yeah, it's
You know,
awesome.
We also got I got a couple murals in my shop from this guy, Austin, down in Texas, and he does these amazing murals. And for the event, he's going to be doing, I'd say, a 20 foot tall by 65 foot wide mural.
That's
Holy
super cool.
During the whole
shit.
event.
Chris Dyer did one over at MGP
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year. That was like one of my favorite parts. Like
I
seeing
said,
that.
I've been around, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. And
Yeah, that's amazing.
I
Yeah.
invited Austin to come out, and he said he'd love to do it, and it's going to be amazing.
That's what's up.
We're going to have, we're also going to have other visual artists. There's going to, Martina Sanraman from Detroit is going to be a visual artist doing, performing during it. Vincent Gordon is going to be coming
nice.
in and performing during it. We're also going to have a couple tattoo artists.
Oh, very cool.
During the show.
That's sick for people to go up to and,
Yeah,
and get a
oh,
tattoo right on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking
Oh,
get
yeah.
some fresh ink, baby.
Absolutely, for sure.
CJ's itching for a new one.
We're gonna have 2 tattoo artists for people to get fresh ink from.
Nice.
And there's gonna be there's 2 buildings for the venue. The one is the main building where all the glass is gonna be blown.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then we're going to have a couple big tents for the vendors and the sesh tables. Then there's another building with another bar, the tattoo artist, some visual artist, pool tables,
Sick.
so on and so forth. It's going to be a good time for
Let's
sure.
let's touch on the other side of the event. So it's a glass and hash competition. How about the hash competition? What's going on
Mhm.
there?
We're still working out the details on that.
Okay.
To be honest,
Take honesty.
I'm really hoping to get one of the E product, maybe Puffco or Focus V
Mm-hmm.
to come out, and because if they come out, we'd like to have them do a booth to where, like, once an hour the people can come in and try a certain competitor's hash, and
Mhm.
they get to rate it, and then the next hour you get to try another hash, and so on and so forth.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
I like that
we're
idea.
getting, like, maybe 16 competitors is what we want, so 8 one day, 8 the
Mhm.
next, and then Sunday, announce the winner, something like that.
So I would think that you would do it similar to the glass side, where you have hash guys judging hash guys again.
I like the idea. of having
We've
people
thought
come
about
and,
that,
like 8 out of 10.
but we're also going to have some of the artists judge the hash competition. Like, we're going to do a sign up, because some of the artists love their hash and some love their flower, and so on and so forth.
yeah, they're definitely going to need some dab
So
breaks
the
inside
first
there.
16 artists that sign up for the hash competition, we're going to give them a little gift bag, and they're going to judge the hash
Nice.
competition as well.
Nice.
Puntington is making up a couple trophy cups for
Sick.
the hash competition.
Sick.
Yeah, even maybe having like a VIP tier for people to come in and get that gift bag
That's
too
what
would
we're
be
thinking
fucking
about
sick.
doing. If we can, if
Yeah.
we talk Puffco or Carta into coming out, we might do a VIP, like People's Choice, where they pay a certain amount and they would get to try the hash and do all that.
Yeah, that'd be
And-
sick. Come home with a care package.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching, shout out to the boy. Hook him
Make
up.
it happen,
Yeah,
baby.
make it happen.
Yeah, and we've got a couple sponsors so far that have been phenomenally, in the ability to help us out in this first event.
Mm-hmm.
Dab Mats is sponsoring us with dab mats for the show,
Awesome.
which
Nice.
is amazing. Mountain Glass Arts
Mhm.
is helping us out with all the hoses and connectors and stuff.
They're
like
one of the
that.
biggest in the country too,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
not the biggest.
Yeah, I feel
they-
like
they've
everyone gets
been-
their equipment from them.
Because they're
Yeah.
both in Asheville and Eugene, which I
Yeah.
thought was really interesting. When I went down to Asheville, I didn't realize I was there, but I was talking to the level 42 guys, And they're like, yeah, they're in Asheville and Eugene because it's one of the largest concentration of glassblowers,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. They're absolutely instrumental in helping getting this thing off the ground with, they're helping the supplies that they're helping us out with.
It's great to hear.
I mean, just everybody has been nothing but helpful and supportive in this endeavor.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, there are definitely some pillars in the community and like
Absolutely.
support all across the board, a bunch of different events.
I mean, once you go
Absolutely.
and
Sick
put
to hear them
yourself out
involved.
there and like, especially the way you have, you've been showing up for people for years. So it's kind of everyone's time to show up for
I
you.
mean,
It's like,
I've just been, happy to be
Mhm.
there in the community and, just be part of it.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
a great community to be part of.
I mean,
So-
that's what I love. Like, you put out that good energy like you do, and the
appreciate it.
connections come for sure. Everyone's pretty open.
That's
and
what it's all
positive
about to me.
side of
I
it's
mean,
great.
just knowing all the artists that
Uh-huh.
are coming out, it's about the
Personally,
relationship.
too.
I know
Yeah.
I know most of them personally, and it's about the relationship that I have with them, and
right.
the friendships that I've created in the community, and that's why they're willing to come out and support this first show.
Yeah.
So what
that's
happens
sick.
uh,
to the pieces?
The pieces the artist will retain those for sale. If somebody sees a piece at the show that they, that an artist is making that they want to buy, make a move. Ask the
Yeah.
artist
Sweet.
about it.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything
sick.
is fair game there.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Damn, it is
And,
like the
um,
Coliseum.
Yeah.
Each also,
collectors are fighting each
I've
other.
got 5 picks in the room.
each demoing artist that comes in, we're going to give them a few feet of supervised table space.
Okay.
So that they can, put a few things up for sale while
like
they're
that.
there.
Cool.
While they're there. So, and it's a supervised table so that they don't have to sit at a booth and,
Be
wait,
stressed
be
and-
stressed and
right.
just like be stuck in one place the whole weekend,
Right.
Dude,
watching their
yeah.
stuff. I want this to be for the artists, so I'm giving them supervised table space so that they don't have to sit there, so that they can go out and have a good time.
That's what I
mingle.
always think at some of these like expos and conferences where they're just stuck to the table for hours.
Yeah, I've been there.
Even
I've
when
been there. I
I've
know.
seen
It's,
it.
it's not something that's fun. You want to go out. You're like, oh, I'll be
Yeah,
right
you're
there.
fucking
and
stuck.
then you're just stuck there. And
Yeah.
You can't do anything. So
Yeah.
this is, again, it's for the artists, and I want them to come out and have a good time and be able to mingle and set up, collabs that they want to do and, make new friendships and stuff like that.
That's sick.
It's cool, like melting pot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the artist's work will be available even when they're not demoing. At first, I thought it would only be available in the 4-hour slot that they're demoing, but you're telling me their artist tables will be available the whole time.
Yes, yes. And in one of the room we'll have, a big line of tables with all the artists, what they bring in for what they want to sell, and it'll be available the whole
Sweet.
time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, sounds like a dope event. Like you thought everything out.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to think of what would be cool. We're gonna have, we're also gonna have bands. I've got my buddy's band, Bastard Squad. It's a hardcore punk band.
Perfect.
That's gonna be playing Friday night. We've got an EDM DJ, local DJ, that's gonna be doing some
Sick.
music on Saturday.
Sick.
Nice.
So you
And
got,
we've got,
the wide gamut of music.
Yeah, we've got some bluegrass that's going to be played
Perfect.
on, during the day and stuff. And I'm sure a couple artists coming in will probably get down with them. I know Bluegrass. He's invited them down to play at a couple of his shows,
Mhm.
Sick.
and they put on a good show.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a good time. I
Well,
enjoy hearing them play.
We
Little
got some
something
sick
for
pipes.
everyone,
We got
yeah.
some sick pipes in front of us. I think we should take a dab break real quick.
Yeah, and you got that massive doink right there, that hash joint,
Yep, it's a
staring me in the face,
It's a cannon.
menacingly.
My buddy, Handcrafted Hash Cones, was generous enough to supply us with this massive cannon.
Dude.
The
Shout out
paper's
to that
made.
guy.
The paper's made of hash.
Yeah, that's
It's
my
amazing,
favorite
man.
part. The smell on that. Yeah, if you
It's-
could smell
they're
it through the
smooth, they're
screen,
so
it's
amazing.
boofing. It's been like wafting in my face the whole time.
Yeah. It's like, are you ready?
Another one?
So walk us through what piece did you bring? Who made it? What year?
This is Scotty Mickle made this piece for the wife. He opened up his custom list last year, and when our time came up, Jill saw this Millie on another piece, and she always loved it. And when the time came up to get a custom, it was amazing to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
When he says he's gonna start a piece, he starts the piece. When he says he's gonna be finished with the piece, he's finished with that piece, and it was quite the pleasure to work with Scotty.
100%.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
It was quite pleasurable.
Yeah, I have 2 pieces from him as well, and I agree completely with that.
But yeah, the wife customized this piece. She picked the size. You know, most of his mandalas are much bigger than
very
this.
big.
So she picked the size. So we call this a mandala.
A mini dollar.
Yeah. So she picked the size, she picked the color, the milli pattern, you know, the fast opal placement. The only thing that she didn't pick was the perk because she's not too familiar with the different styles.
Sure.
I usually leave that to the artist sometimes too, you know.
Yeah, and I picked the perk, a nice shower head perk. And
Push that mic away.
so yeah, it's a beautiful piece, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. That's the only one I'm missing from the armada of Scotty Mickle pieces is that mandala.
And then yeah, I don't know where the marble is. Do you guys?
You want to trade too?
There you
You
go,
could hit
this
this PC
No,
if
this
you
marble
want.
right here. So she got the piece made, and I went out to Colorado to Evergreen, and I had him mail me this piece to Everdream because I wanted it to be a surprise for Jill. So
Yeah, that's
I
sick.
had him mail it there because I was going to be there when it was mailed to the house. So I got her the surprise.
That's awesome surprise.
Yeah.
I
You
love
want to trade
sets.
pieces real quick? I
It's
feel like you've
all-
probably been hitting that all
Yeah,
weekend,
sure.
right?
It's
Yeah,
all
but-
about sets for me.
Oh yeah.
For me, it is too. I love a good set. I say matching sets hit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, John with the matching.
Yeah, Jordan
pendant.
made that marble there too. Yeah, I got the pendy on.
Nice.
Shout out Jordan, J-Phil.
He'll be at
He's
the
gonna be a
Meltdown.
judge?
Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
be
that'll
there
be
mine.
sweet.
And he'll be a judge.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I was actually having some problems with sourcing some large scuts for the show, and I hit him up and asked him if he would be willing to allow me to use his, come up and pick it up. I told him I would insure it and everything, and he said he'd let me borrow his kiln. So, you know, like I said, the community is so supportive and amazing. It just, I can't speak enough on how it makes me feel, you know, it's so amazing.
It's definitely, you know, one of the key aspects that have drawn us in over the years. I mean, I haven't been on the planet Earth
gonna be a
that long,
fantastic
but
competition.
I haven't really been in a community.
You want to try some?
Quite as
You
supportive
wanna
of
try
this.
Some Payatea?
Yeah, all right.
I don't know which one that is. What is that one? What's it say
It's
on
looking
there?
all dark.
Here's some melons.
Ooh. Whoa, that smells crazy.
Is that the Payatea?
Yeah.
Yeah, people say Payatella a lot, but it's Spanish. And in Spanish language, the two
like
L's
this
are
one,
silent,
too.
like my last name, Castillo. Payatea. The two L's are silent.
Why are you putting us all on?
Yeah, now we know.
Everyone's been
I
fucking
try
it
to
up.
learn something new every day. It's the goal in life.
I love it. You got a marble for that thing? Yeah.
Gonna go down and hang out at the museums today, maybe see some historic shit. Learn something today. That'll meet the quota.
Go check out the mall because it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. So
Mhm.
go down, check out the outdoor stuff today, and go check out the mall tomorrow. I want to take the wife. One of her favorite movies is is Wizard of Oz. So my main goal on this trip is to take her to see the Ruby Slippers.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. So that, and I probably want to go in the space museum, get a couple pics with that in there.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sick. There we go. These things are absolutely draining. I beat y'all on my dab.
Went in a little cold there, I think.
That JFL's fucking going. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Quick reheat.
Oh, reheat.
Fuck them up.
Ain't no shame in that game.
Nah. So right now you got pretty much all the artists locked in.
Yeah, most of them. 95% of them, 99% of them.
Sure.
And there's still, you know, we still might have a couple more spots for demoing artists.
Okay.
Nice.
So I was just out in Richmond the other day, or yesterday or whatever, talking to the boys out there, and invited, you know, Egon and Rooster out to see,
Sick.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna be a big.
Those guys
spot.
are crushers down there.
They are, every one of them.
Absolutely.
Every one of them. Their work is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
You
some
just dunked this. How
absolute
did you win?
legends out of it. You could dunk it.
Yeah, send it in there. It's good. Well, the event sounds awesome, man. It sounds like you really thought through everything. Is there anything that you haven't told us about the event yet that you're excited to share?
I'm not sure. I know. I'm not sure if I told you Vincent Gordon's going to be doing demos.
Yep.
Nice.
We're getting some street signs for him to do some street sign art while he's
Yeah,
there.
sick.
That'll be sweet. I love his stuff.
Are tickets already available?
Tickets are available. Tickets are available on the link on the Instagram page. There's a link for tickets
And what's
for
the
general admission tickets. We are going to be looking for volunteers
Mm-hmm.
for you know, for different things here and there at the event, and we're going to be posting up a link for that as well.
And it's Midwest Meltdown STL
Yes.
is the
Mhm.
Instagram page.
Yes.
And the
It
webs.
Go
What's
ahead.
what's your website?
I don't have a website.
Got it. All the links are just
All the
straight
links are
through
on
the
Better
Instagram.
Daze, or
Okay.
on Instagram, yeah.
Perfect.
May 17th to 19th this year.
Yeah, it's downtown St. Louis. It's in a real industrial area.
That's cool.
Sure.
of
I
the
dig
city.
that.
You know,
Perfect.
It's at 1441 North 2nd, and North 2nd is a street that really shows St. Louis history, like the potholes on it. There's cobblestone underneath them. And
That's
stuff.
sick.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it's
I dig
perfect.
that.
There's one building in between us and the river.
Sweet.
Then us and the
Nice.
Mississippi
So it's,
River.
it's a really nice. I feel like it's gonna give it a good vibe.
It's a great vibe for what we're trying to produce.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I'm not trying to do anything nice per se. You know,
Right.
I
You
mean,
just want to do it how it is.
yeah. I mean, I know where we
100%.
come from, and you know, it's going to be an open consumption event. So
Awesome.
you know, we're going to be, you know, you're going to be able to smoke anywhere you want, and you
Dabs.
know, we're not.
Everything.
Yeah, dabs, you know, flower, whatever. You
Perfect.
know, we're not shying away from the fact that
Yeah.
last year marijuana, you know, produced more money in this country than chocolate and beer combined. You know,
Right.
and we're
Whoa.
not.
That's a crazy stat, dude. I didn't know that.
Marijuana, more money than beer and chocolate combined.
It's right.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I mean,
Even
you know,
just one of the two of those would
right.
be
So
insane.
you know, I mean, you just got to keep your eyes open and see where the market's going and see where, you know, the you know, the community and the country's going, and we're not shying away from where we're headed. And you know, I'm kind of tired of the soccer moms looking at me 3 sheets to the wind, picking up their kids from practice. You
Yeah.
know, looking at me down her nose because I smell like pot.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
we're trying, like you know, this is a community event. We're trying to, you know, build a community. We're not shying away from that, the fact that pot is
Part of it.
the part of it, a major part of
Right.
it. You know,
Right.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
You know,
That also makes it pretty unique to
and
some of these other events as well.
Yeah,
like where
yeah.
you can't really smoke as much, and it's always like a hidden undercover thing.
Where you can smoke, you know, or if they see you smoking, they'll tell you to like put it out or.
Is it dispensaries right now, or is
in Missouri we're rec.
Okay.
Yeah, we're rec.
Got it.
And we're gonna have a bunch of legacy vendors, bunch of hash vendors and edibles, and there's homies doing medicated coffee and
awesome.
All kinds of amazing.
I'm gonna get some of that.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna run that up.
Amazing products that these guys are producing out there, because St. Louis is just popping off, man. And,
it's fantastic.
The events have given these guys a great opportunity to shine and show what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
they can do it. They can produce some amazing things.
They're doing the damn thing out
You're
there.
doing a lot of good with this,
yeah.
man.
So they're doing some dangerous things. Because all you want to do is just munch on it because they're amazing, and then before you know it, you're stoned.
No, 100%.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and we're going to be doing different kinds of like games, like bags, cornhole competitions.
Sweet.
For prizes and like prize bags with hash in them and stuff like that.
Fun.
I've been to a bunch of these competitions, and I see even me, like you sit around and sesh all day, and honestly, there's only maybe 10-15% of the people that are coming to this event that are going to watch these amazing artists blow glass the entire time.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So
how about glasses? Are you gonna have glasses, or should people bring?
Yeah. We will have like little disposable glasses
That's
for people
fine.
to buy for sure.
Super helpful too, dude.
Yeah, you don't want to get your
Because
eyes.
No,
blowing it out
absolutely.
before.
We want people to see what these guys are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want people to wake up after the weekend,
with headaches and all
with
that shit.
headaches.
I've had that migraine.
Sunburn on
I'm like a
the
bug
eyeball,
to
anything
light.
like that,
Yeah,
So
none of that shit.
we'll have glasses for for a cheap.
Yeah,
bunch of
safety
price.
is super
Very
important.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Well, dude, year one, and then are you gonna try and make it an annual thing? Hopefully,
Yeah,
not to like
then
get ahead of
hopefully
ourselves.
If this is a success,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing it annually.
That
Sweet.
sounds fantastic.
I've already got a couple artists that are ready to compete next year.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm sure some of these demoing guys are like, "Yo, let me get in the ring. Let me,
They're
let me in."
that's the only thing that I really ran into was I had a bunch of artists that wanted to compete, but I had a dozen initially, just because I knew that a couple things might come
Yeah.
up. You never know what happens
Never
in
know.
life, so
Right.
you wanted a couple backups, and a couple did have things that they needed to do.
Happens.
That they, it happens. It's no big deal. So we're down to the original 10, and it's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
it's
that'll
gonna
be
a good
sick.
time.
Well, Better Daze LLC, Midwest Meltdown, STL.
Yep.
It's gonna be a super fun event, May 17th to 19th.
Yup.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll
Well,
sell
it-
you the
it's
whole
the-
seed, but you're only gonna need the edge of it.
That
was the best line.
Yeah, and like I said, the guys are going to be doing 2 13-hour days, so it starts.
Yeah.
We're going to be opening the gates at 10 a.m. every day,
okay.
because the competition starts at 11 a.m. every day, and it'll go until midnight.
Wow.
And we have the space to have the after parties on site. With the
Nice.
competition, we have liquor license to sell liquor
Nice.
until
Proper.
2 a.m.
Perfect.
So
You're ready to go.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go. And once the torches are off at midnight, we're still going to be kicking it.
So
Fuck
I
yeah.
would say, do you have any final words about someone that doesn't know anything else about St. Louis or what to expect? Any final words for them?
Expect a good time. Expect to be entertained and have plenty of stuff to do. We're even working on a DIY tie-dye booth
Nice.
so that people can come in and do their own tie-dyes and just
Sweet.
all
That'll be
kinds of
fun.
different stuff. We're going to be family friendly. Like I said, we're not shying away. If you've got your kid, we're going to have people there that I'm sure will bring their kids rolling around and stuff. We're not shying away from that.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, it's
Just
time.
normalizing everything.
Yeah, we're normalizing it. It's time.
It's
Sure.
important,
Yeah.
like you were saying before,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, normalize it, get it out there.
Destigmatize it.
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's
Kego,
happening.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you
I
for coming,
appreciate
man.
you guys
This has
having
been
me.
a really
This
fun
has been
one.
a great time.
It's been
Yeah,
super
bro.
ad
I
hoc.
really
Our
enjoyed
first
it.
time doing this setup. Our first time taking dabs on the podcast as well. It's been
Nice.
super
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
We
it's
got
been a
real
great time.
baked. Took it right before and right in the middle. So we're definitely super.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
And it's toasty in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you again for coming to DC. It's always special getting to do these in person.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely,
think it
man.
gives a
I'm
little
glad
extra
you guys had
pizzazz.
me. It's been a good time.
Cool. Well,
And we'll
until
see
next
you
time.
in St. Louis,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep. Thank
In
you.
May.
I'll see you guys in a couple months out in St. Louis.
Sounds good. Thank
It's
you.
gonna be
Cool.
epic.